So every year since 2005, we've been refining this kite, the Torch. This is our freestyle kite, and the focus every year, we work on it and we feel like we're there. We get the best kite ever. We can't make it any better. And then after a few months of riding it, I talked to our team riders, Kevin, Jesse, Paul, and then they always come up with things that we could improve. So, I get their feedback and I work on it this year. Kevin wanted to jump higher. Jesse wanted to hold the kite in stronger wind, which combined kind of made sense to do the same modification to the kite. And personally, I wanted to make the kite more accessible because I can see that everybody loves the Torch. Everybody knows it's the best kite ever for bigger jumping and freestyle, but people are scared that it's too radical for them. So I wanted to make the kite more accessible, so a lot more people could actually get the chance to ride with it. So this is two things we focused on. To make the kite stronger, the first thing was a given. We've been working on that new material called the Quad Tex. We've been working on it for 3 years, and it's a material with actually 4 ripstop versus 1 like we used to have and 2 like some other brands are having. And what happens is the material becomes so much more stiffer when you put on it. So what happens, it makes the kite more stable, stronger, and also a lot more solid in the air. So that's one key point of why the Torch this year can handle more wind and can handle more hardcore conditions, is because of that new material. The other thing I've done is I worked on the taper of the leading edge. The taper is the way the leading edge diameter evolves from the center to the wingtip. So I've changed this ratio in order to increase the stiffness down here in the wingtip area where it's moving the most when you load your kite. So that's key for the strong wind conditions, and now you can really feel it, that you can go in a stronger wind, you can jump higher. And we've tested in South Africa this winter in really strong wind, and we're super psyched on the result. But the key thing this year, I think, is the fact that we've introduced the ESP. ESP is kind of a mini bridle, and what it allows the kite to do is allow the kite to get extra depower, instant depower. It's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like a bridle kite for the way it depowers, but I wanted to make sure that you're still getting the exact same performance as on the regular setting when you're riding on ESP setting. When you connect it on the ESP setting, which is this one here, that little pulley, what happens when you depower the kite, you got your tow point coming forward, so you get extra depower. But when you shit it in, then this comes like all the way down here, which brings your tow point in the same position as where you would be if you have the normal, the old setting. So you get the same position here and just extra depower. When you're actually kiting powered, you get the exact same kite that Kevin and Jesse are riding, and all you get is extra depower when you need it. So that's kind of like combining the best of both worlds. And definitely for like anybody that thought that the Torch was too high-end and too hardcore for him, now you can ride it with confidence. You're gonna feel safe on it.
One of my favorite things about the kite is that it's super stable and you can rely on it in pretty much any sort of condition. If it's blowing 15 knots or when it's blowing 40 knots, this is my kite I like. It just feels super natural. In kite loops, you know it's gonna catch you, it's not gonna do weird things, and I just feel very at home with this kite. This kite I really trust. Even though I'm 20 meters up, flying backwards and don't even know where I am, I can always feel where the kite is, and I know by 100% that this kite is going to save me from, crashing really hard. And those things are very important to improve. Like, if you want to improve your tricks and you have a kite that you can rely on, your level will go up like crazy.
Hey, what's up? My name's Jesse Richman, and I'm standing here with the 2017 Naish Torch, now with ESP. This kite is, to me, an incredibly special kite. This thing is basically my muscle car when I want to go out on the water and raise hell. And doesn't matter if it's 15 to 40 knots, this kite will give me the same characteristics and the same reliability through any of my tricks, especially the kite loops, which are extremely risky if you do them wrong, and I know that I can depend on this kite to kind of give me the same arc through each loop. So it doesn't matter if I'm really, really high or not as high. I can kind of count on the kite to do what I want it to do, to be dependable and really, really, really consistent, which is wonderful, so that every time I can make sure that it makes it back up above my head and catches me before I slam down in the water, exploding.